Ist gut, bereit?
Geil!
Yeah. And the final version of the Boxwing is being printed. We got the main fuselage part, and the Bambulab is doing one wing. Wonderful. Here this is the outer winglet. I think this is the rear lower wings. And some little hedge here on the kitty. And this is the rear fuselage part. And also a main part in the fuselage on the K1C. And also a lot of parts are already done and can be cleaned up now. Let's go! The last Boxwing parts are getting ready. The outer wing. These are the floats, one half of the floats and the smaller floats from the outside. And all the PLA parts printed by the Bambulab. Wonderful quality. See all these details printed here on the servo plates, the name and our logo. Just love it. And also here on the K1. See, printed a big fuselage part. Oh, there's something coming down. So, good morning. It's time for the second Boxwing. This time for water start and landing with a new color scheme. And I would say, let's go. Starting with the fuselage. More pins are inserted. Then push it together. Fits perfect. Like a boat. And time for the wing. This can be just slided together, press on a flat surface, and it's easily bonded. And now the rear part can be added the same way. It's also with a dovetail. So yeah, this fits nice. And it's time for the outer winglets. Just checking the fit. Now the outer winglets can be put on wings. It's good. Both wings are prepared. I'm just checking this surface. Oh, the pins are in. Starting with the front, then step by step to the rear. It's nice. Here I grab it with thumb and finger to align it, the trailing edge. And the second wing. So, and the fuselage with lower wings is ready. Weight at the moment 190 grams. So super lightweight for this big wing. Looks wonderful. Just love it. And it's time for the upper wing. I will start with the center part and then go step by step to the outside. So now the inner and outer wing can be bonded. Here's a bit tricky. Just the first and the last hole is for the pins. The other ones is the axles from the rudders. So now I can bring the whole wing together. If these small holes for the pins are a bit stuck, here I take this file like a drill and give a small chamfer to the top, and then they will cut it. This fits super easy. And here it is. The upper wing looks beautiful. Can go to the main fuselage, and now it's time for the inner vertical steps. So, checking the fit of the inner vertical steps. Just go in here and there. The wire channels to the inside. This looks good. Then I think I will put something under the wing that I can press here. That I can press down without bending anything. And the other side. It's time for the first test fit of the wing. This here needs a bit pressure, so I will start with one side, one vertical step, second vertical step, and then go on with the outside. After the first side is bonded, I can get the second loose a bit, press it to the side and also put in the super glue. Make sure that you pray at the first moment. I think this is the most tricky part on the whole build, but when this is done, you are nearly finished. The rest is super easy. Wonderful. Before I will cover everything with resin, I will just sand a bit. Let's check the final weight before covering with resin. 254 and with canopy 287. I will mix, I think, 20 grams. That should be more than enough. 6 gram hardener, very fast hardener here. 6 grams of this. So we have altogether 21. So I will add, I think, nearly 20 grams of spiritus. Start with a little bit less, 15 I would say. That's good. 15 grams spiritus. Now this can be mixed. All over weight of this is 35, like water. Very liquid. Taking a brush. Okay, this is good. So, and I will start on the lower side. It's the most important side. Yeah, this works nice. So, everything is covered. 35 grams was just perfect. Over with some towel, removing the excess. Where it is shiny, every gram counts here. Also, this looks much more equal when there is no resin lake. So now this little guy goes into the oven at 35 degrees Celsius. Of course, I wanna put it on water today. So let's see, 33 degrees. I think the Boxwing is good cooked. Let's listen. Yeah, this sounds like cured resin. Good, can go on with put in the electronics. Bit backward flying. So I already stripped everything out from the old one. Here we can have them side by side. Really love this new design. Looks wonderful. So now it's time for the electronics. I was already going on bonding some spars, but we have to take a look on the weight. 273, just a very little amount more. It's time for the wing servos. This is already installed. And here I do pre-assemble it with the servo plate and also with the ball heads. That everything is ready completed. That I just have to bond the servo plate into the wing. This makes it much more easy. And final check. Yes, they run nice and smooth, and simultaneously now this cover can be clicked in and the wing is ready. And let's go on with the engines. Here I got it. This is also pre-assembled with this motor holder. Make sure that you use some washers and also secure the screws with a little bit of super glue that they don't come loose. And I also already extended the wires, just a little bit what is needed. It's about 5 centimeters, and catched all 3 wires together with a little bit of tape, just normal paper tape, to make it more easy to bring the wire through this hole in here. So, and then you can see it is already there. Then you can easily grab it with the small, how we say, pincetto. How to say in English to this tool, small pliers. And finally the engines will be secured from left and from right with these self-tapping screws. So all the electronics are installed. Got the gyro, receiver, the both ESCs and the BSC in the middle. This is just because these ESC don't have one included. I just see something that could be improved for next time. The gyro should go to the other side, that these small potentiometers for fine adjustment, for adjustment gain, now are covered here by the battery rail. So, and when the gyro moves over there, I think they are still available. This makes more sense for the next time. And it's done. Finally, the battery is free adjustable with some Velcro tape. So it can run along this rail to set up any CG. At the moment with this battery, small one, should stay here, and then it will be saved just with this rubber band all around. And then let's go to the lake and test the first attempt on water. So let's have a final view on the scale. Flying weight 630 and altogether 660, 670. It's a bit more than the first one. I think this was about 600. A bit more because I printed this more massive, and we also got these 35 grams of resin. But nevertheless, and I forgot we got more boat, more volume, and also here more. That's the reason it's a bit more heavy, but I think it will fly and swim better. So let's have a look on the deflections. They are much bigger than before. Also the rudder. I think this will be much fun. Also acrobatics should become possible. But first, let's go on water and see how this swims. We are on a small lake. Let's see. On the shore. Oh, it's really deep into the water. That's not so good. Also the rudders don't have an effect. That's not like it should be. I think there is an extra water rudder needed. The aerodynamic rudders don't work, and it is much too deep into the water. Oh no. Now it's stuck there. Okay, I was lucky. But this doesn't work. No. There we have to add a lot of volume. I think the position is good, like it is in the water with the nose up. But the tail is much too deep into the water. I think this is... So maybe this can help me. You see that the fish are very interested in this new friend. Oh no. You see, I give full rudder, and I can't control it, and the water goes over the wing. This is not working well. Let's see if I can catch it there. I wouldn't call this a success at the moment. This floats good, really floats good, but it's too deep in the water as this would be needed for a water plane. Yeah. This is just not enough. Should be lifted, all the way lifted, so we have to add a lot of volume. I think there will be an extra water version with also a underwater rudder. No control on yaw. This doesn't work well. I can hardly hold the direction, and it is much too deep into the water. But it swims. There is not enough lift. It has to go much higher. It is too deep into the water. It was the first test. It was the first try. Der da richtig am Flügel hoch, das Wasser.
Ja, nee, der kommt nicht.
Der kommt überhaupt. So, let's paint the propellers, because I don't like this transparent black. Here we need this mesh, this scratch mesh, to prepare the surface for good bonding of the paint. Let's go. But before I go on filming the props, I will darken this background wall, because I really don't like this bright wall. For all the video footage, it's much better when this is getting dark. Let's see. Yes, I think this is going great. Also good for the camera. Let's see. I also will prepare a wood plate for this. Really looking forward for the result. Oh, this is done. Let's remove the tape. And some plywood on the top. That's much better. So now the surface has to be scratched all over, also the hub. Oh, propellers are prepared. I put them on some screws and here on a magnet rail, red, white. Now we need the paints, paint paints. Shake them a bit. And here we can see differences. This is from the first step, spray paint, first layer, and then the second one, it starts really glowing, but it's important to go in more steps, otherwise the paint wouldn't dry so good, and also maybe some noses will drop down. So it's gone. It's looking wonderful. Color is RHL 3020. And these are the results. This is a full gloss, full glossy finish, and this is semi-gloss, the red ones. They can cure now, and then they go to the Boxwing. And it's curing. Looks wonderful. This matte color. So let's go for some thrust testing with the Boxwing. At first we got these 4-inch 6-blade props. They rotate with the top to the inside. That's the much better way. On 4S, and let's see what they bring. Here we got the amp meter. So 900 grams on 300 watt about and 20 amps. Let's go to this one. This is 5-inch 3-blade. So, and again, I think this is 0. Yeah, this is 0. Yeah, this is a bit better. We got 100 grams more thrust and a little bit less current, just 20 amps. So passt, ja?
Jetzt, ja.
Oh. Das ist gut. Ja, der Seiten mit dem merkt man schon. Den merkt man. Guck mal am Boden statt, ansonsten machen wir senkrecht. Ziehen, reißen.
Oh, also wir haben die Ausschnitt.
On this start attempt I got much more deflection on elevator than on the first prototype, and I was pulling to the max, and the problem was there was no normal rotation. It lifts up abrupt and makes some small loop, crashes a little bit.
Außer der Kamera, Mann.
Ist gut, bereit?
Ja. Geil! Touch and go, wa?
On this first flight with the second prototype, the propellers rotate in the opposite direction. This means when you look from front, they rotate outwards on the upper side, and this brings a much not handsome, let's say, or bad behavior to the whole flight envelope. You can see it here. The Boxwing has the tendency to stall immediately when you go too much on elevator, and also it was not possible to fly as slow, and also there was always a tendency with a nose up. So for this day I decided to not do any vertical start maneuvers or too much acrobatics, because the propellers have to rotate with the upper side to the inside, and this has to be changed. So here we are, wonderful sunny day, making the Boxwing ready. It's a little bit tuned on the fins for more angle of attack while starting. They also will check out if vertical takeoff is possible. It's leveled to these bumps. Here we got these CG bumps, nicely leveled. Yes. Last check, battery is secured. This looks good. And the props are again rotating to the inside. That's a much better result for the all-over aerodynamics, especially for the vortices that are produced here by the Delta wing. So I would say, let's go. Vertical takeoff. I have to pull more. This was not enough, but a bit better than the first. Okay, next try. I don't want to hurt myself, so I don't want to pull too much, but I have to pull anyways. Now, more elevator. I'm going from 84% to 100. Yeah, 100. Let's say 103. Okay. And let's do it again. Let's go again for it. No, it's getting better. Authority left, so I will go to 118. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. Next try. Full pull, full power. No, it goes too fast to the nose. Try it again. With maximum. Now I go to maximum. It works! It works! It flies! It flies! Vertical takeoff works. A little bit training. This works so much better with the propellers rotating inwards. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. That was a bit stalling. Okay, I would say I will put the battery a bit backwards, a bit to the back, and I just noticed the wind direction changed, so it's better this direction. Oh, I have to pull more. I have to pull full pull. Yes, yes. Wow. This was not the best landing, but it's in one piece. Let's glide home. So let's go for the next flight. Battery is again forward, a bit more forward. So. Unfortunately, the camera angle was not perfect, so there is not much flight footage from my head cam, but surprisingly my buddy Bernd came along and he is doing the camera job from now.
Wind.
Das ist nicht ganz homogen, ne? Es ist wie als wenn du so einen Regenschirm auf dem Finger balancierst.
Mhm.
Aber This Delta Boxwing has one specialty flight behavior from about 30-degree angle of attack. It starts flipping to vertical immediately, and this is not good controllable at the moment. Here I will go on working, but it is also big fun as long you got enough thrust to recover from this, and you can do some cool like cobra maneuvers also near the ground.
Ja. Nimmt aber auch nicht übel.
These super low nick maneuvers are still not easy to control. Did you recognize this big lorry beside the runway? I think the Boxwing does. To smoothen up the transition from normal flight to stall or to post-stall flight, you mentioned that was just a bit wobbling all the time. And to smoothen this up, I'm installing the zigzag tape. And this zigzag tape forces the airflow to transition from laminar to turbulent. And this turbulent airflow is much more stable than completely detached airflow. So it is a bit more, has a bit more drag, yes, than laminar airflow, but it stays longer on the surface and the transition to detached is much smoother, and that's the idea, that it becomes here turbulent and stays turbulent longer and is not detached, what we hear in these screaming propellers. Here already the tape is installed, and to make it better visible I will paint it black just to see where it is. Later on I think we will print it in the surface and make a separate PLA part, because this really needs sharp edges. So, and here it is, a Boxwing with fresh zigzag tape. I also gave the motors a bit more angle. They now have about 6 degrees to horizontal up, that when there is full throttle it should fly absolutely horizontal. At the moment it does a slow nose dive when go to full throttle, and I think also this vertical start will be a bit easier, and the hand launch as well. The hand launch for holding it is most exactly here on the CG bump. Hand launch was much more easy than I thought. Yeah, and let's see tomorrow how it flies.